Well, this should look very familiar because we did exactly the same thing yesterday with numbers 11 to 15, and today we're going to work with numbers 16 to 19. 16 to 19. So let's just jump right in. If you would have page 464 in front of you, you'll be able to follow along with the lessons and we'll be able to do this together. So let's take a look at the first example, number 1 up here. It says you need to count the number of apples inside that 10 frame. And some of you I know are already saying, I don't have to count them, I already know. If 10 frame has 10 spaces and all of the spaces are full, so we must have 10. And you are right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We do have 10 apples in that first 10 frames. Go ahead and circle that up. And go ahead and make your 10. And then we're going to take a look at that second 10 frame. And we have to figure out how many apples are in that second 10 frame. They've actually done it for you, so all you have to do is trace. So there are 6 in the second 10 frame. So if you have 1 10 and 6 extra ones, how many do you have? 16, right? You have number 16. All right, let's move down to example number 2. Example number 2, looks like we've got some footballs there. Now, let's count the number of footballs in the first 10 frame. What? It's full? So there's 10? You're right. That is exactly it. There are 10 footballs because our 10 frame is completely full. Take a look at the second 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 footballs in that 10 frame. So now we know that we have 1 10 and 7 extra ones. That means we have 17 footballs all together. And I'll just tell you right now that your test on this chapter is going to look exactly like this. You are going to be doing all these exact same things. So if you're working on this now, you've got good practice on passing that test. All right, now we've got acorns. So now we have a 10 frame that's full with acorns. So we have 10 of them. If you come over here to the second 10 frame, this 10 frame shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many of you could just look at that 10 frame and say, hey, that's a 10 frame that represents the number 8? You're getting so good at numbers and so good at 10 frames. So now we know we have 1 10 and we have 8 extra ones. That means how many acorns do we have all together? Well, we have 18. This is like what we do when we do our number bonds in the morning. So we have 18, and that means we have a 10 and an 8. Check out that number bond. It's exactly what we're doing, exactly the same thing. All right, we're ready to turn the page to page 465, and let's just jump right up here to example number 4. So how many leaves do you see in that first 10 frame? Well, there's 10, of course, because it's completely full. So you can go ahead and write down that number 10. And that second 10 frame should be pretty easy to see. There's only 1 missing, so there must be 9. We have 1 fewer than 10, and that must be 9. So now we know we have 1 10 and 9 extra ones. That means we have 19 altogether, just like what we do in the morning when we're making our number bonds. We've got a 10 and 9 extra ones to make 19. All right, jumping down to the next example in 5. How many can you count inside that first 10 frame? You don't even have to count. You're right, because that's a full 10 frame, so we know that that's 10. Check out the next 10 frame. What number does that 10 frame represent? 6, right? We know that the top row, when it's all filled up, is 5, and we've got 1 more, 6. So we've got 10 and 6. 1 10 and 6 extra ones. That means we have 16 all together. All right. We are rocking and rolling right along. This is pretty easy. We've done a lot of these. Lots of good practice. All right. Taking a look at number 6, example number 6. How many are in the first 10 frame? Well, 10, of course, because it's completely full. So go ahead and write your 10 in there. How many are in the second 10 frame? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 in that second 10 frame. So now we know we've got 1 10, 1 in the tens place, and 7 in the ones place, means we have 17 altogether. That's place value. Remember, when you're talking about this is the tens place, this is the ones place, 1 10, 7 ones means we have 17 altogether. All right, cruising right along. Looking here at page 466. Page 466. This time we have to construct the 10 frames. We have to make the 10 frames. So it's telling us right now that they want us to have one that is completely full because we have a 10 right here. So, oops, where did my pen go? It disappeared. Since we have a 10 right here, we need to make sure we have a full 10 frame. So let's do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Once we have a full 10 frame showing our 10, now we have to go to this 10 frame and make it show the number 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many do we have all together? Well, we've got 1 10 and 7 extra ones. That means we have 17 altogether. And it says 10 and 7 is 17. Could you read that? Those are some of your high frequency words. And is, 10 and 7 is 17. All right, let's do our very last example. Let's go ahead and start by they're telling us they want a full 10 frame. They want a 10 frame that shows 10. So let's give it to them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember, if anytime you need to pause the video and get caught up, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause that so that you can make sure that you're catching up. All right, so the next 10 frame should show the number 9, right? A round balloon tied so fine, add a stick. That's number 9. We're going to make it show 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, place value time. We're going to have a 1 in the tens place because we have 1 10. We are going to have a 9 in the ones place because we have 9 ones. So if we have 10 and 9, that is 19. So 10 and 9 is 19. Read that with me. 10 and 9 is 19. All right, now you're ready to do some work on your own. And you have page 467 and 468, and it looks exactly like all the examples that we've been doing together. So it should be pretty simple for you. All right, as soon as you're done with your work, go ahead and upload it to Schoology.